Hello class, welcome to your next science video notes. Today we're going to be focusing on photosynthesis and tropisms. Today's topic is all about how our producers in those food webs, food chains, and our energy pyramid, how do those producers really get that energy from the sun? Okay, so the definition of photosynthesis, the process which producers, mostly plants, use to make their own food. During this process, plants transform radiant energy from the sun into chemical energy stored as sugar. Photosynthesis takes place in the chloroplast of plant cells. They kind of look like little tiny green organelles that have a membrane. They have little tiny disc-like parts inside of them, which are called chlorophyll. So chloroplasts contain a green pigment called chlorophyll that captures energy from the sunlight. That way that energy can get into the plant and then go through the process of making its own food. Okay class, so the big picture of photosynthesis. With energy from the sun, the plant takes in carbon dioxide and water to create glucose, a sugar, and oxygen. So here in our picture, I want you to draw this, some kind of graph similar to what you see here. Draw the sun with a little flower, and there's something special we need to talk about and to include in your notes, xylem. Xylem is a type of plant cell tissue that moves water from roots to the rest of the plant so it can get to the leaves and everywhere it needs to go. So water moves up the roots, carbon dioxide comes in through the leaves, and sunlight fuels the energy. And then from that process, oxygen is given off as a waste product, and then glucose, sugar, is stored within the plant to help it grow and to give it energy and also store energy for later. Let's review. So inside every plant, there are plant cells, and inside those plant cells, they have chloroplasts, and those chloroplasts contain a green pigment called chlorophyll that absorbs all the light energy to produce and start photosynthesis. Then next, the plant brings in carbon dioxide and water. So the input, what goes in, is light, water, and carbon dioxide. And then through that process inside the chloroplast, oxygen will be released as a byproduct. That means a waste product. And then sugars will be created and stored. There we go. There's the sugars going back down, back to the stem of the plant. Okay class, go ahead and copy this picture in your notes as well so you have another form of what we're talking about in your. Here's another way of writing down the process of photosynthesis through a chemical formula. You're going to have to memorize this formula. So see that you can see carbon dioxide plus water with the sunlight's energy. Sometimes you'll see plus light yields, that's what that arrow means, yields or makes or creates sugars and oxygen. Sugars are organic compounds. So write this down if you've forgotten what an organic compound is. So an organic compound is any compounds containing carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and other elements such as phosphorus and sulfur. Your CHOMPs if you were with me at the beginning of the semester. Okay, now on to tropism. Tropism is a bending movement towards or away from external stimulus. External stimulus is something that's outside of you that makes you do something, like light or gravity for plants. So phototropism causes plant stems and leaves to grow towards the light. Well, we just figured out why they need light. They need that to start the process of photosynthesis to make their own food. Then geotropism, or gravity tropism, this is the downward growth of roots. They go towards gravity, down. This helps the plant grow in the proper position to seek light. So here's an example of an experiment some students did where they put a plant in a shoebox and then blocked its light and only allowed the light coming from the top right there. So phototropism caused the plant to reach around the obstacles and keep growing towards the light, and then geotropism still had the roots growing down the cup. Okay class, that's the end of our first notes. Here are my resources, some websites where I found my pictures and where you can find more information. And also don't forget to go back, watch this video